What's up everyone? So I've just started week 2 of this Getting Fit for the Royal Marines. I feel good, but my body is exhausted. I understand now why it was so hard to get in, and now that I'm a little bit older, it's taking its toll on my body, and this was just a bad idea. I don't know why I thought about doing this. Actually, I'm really enjoying it. It's nice to be getting back into my old routine again, and you might be wondering what is that routine. So the way I've changed it up is into a push, pull and leg routine. So what do I mean by that? Monday is pull. Obviously, I'm going to be starting that Monday off with a 1.5 mile sprint. Tuesday is push. Again, starting off that 1.5 mile sprint. Wednesday is leg day, which I won't be doing the 1.5 mile sprint. Then Thursday, I'm going straight back into pull with the 1.5 mile. Friday, push with the 1.5 mile. Saturday, leg day, the second leg day. And then Sunday, rest. So pull, push, leg, rest. Now, with that being said, you might be thinking 1 day a week, that's not a lot of rest at all. And granted, it's not a lot of rest. But with the 1.5 mile on the Mondays and Tuesdays and the Thursdays and Fridays, my legs are already exhausted when it comes to Saturday. So Saturday, not only is it going to be a smaller workout for my legs, sometimes I'll not do that leg day and rest 2 days. Or sometimes I'll take Saturday off and do leg day on Sunday. And it gives me a bit of leeway to listen to my body, because it's really important that you listen to your aches and pains and try and figure out what's going on there, and try and listen to where you need to rest and what you need to stretch and all these different things that you need to think about. With that being said, I have actually recorded my first day, which was the pull routine, and I'm going to play that right now. I'm going to talk over it just so you know what I'm doing. So with this being the second day of attempting a 1.5 mile, I thought I'd change it up a little bit because my legs were exhausted, just because it was my first day. And instead I did it as far as I possibly can in 10 minutes, just to get a little bit more speed in there, but to not push the legs too much. And then I went straight onto pull-ups. I did 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I went onto this machine just to assist. It's like an assisted pull-up machine, and I did 50 pull-ups in my own time. Now, some of the other machines that I use in, like this one right here, all again to work that back. I was doing rep ranges between 10 and 12, just to try and work that endurance, because I'm not looking to lift heavy when doing pull-ups. I'm just looking to lift myself as much as possible and get in between 10 to 12 pull-ups. Again, I'm working assisted muscles to the pull-ups as well. So bicep curls obviously assist pull-ups. So burning them out in the middle of the workout, just so that when I go back onto some sort of back exercise like this one right here, my biceps are already exhausted, just because you're going to need that endurance in the long run. This machine I particularly thought was really good to put at the very end of the workout. I'm basically just exhausting that back at the very end. I would do rep ranges of 10 to 12, then I would put it up a weight, and then again 10 to 12, and I would go until fail. And that was my way of exhausting them muscles as much as I possibly can. But if you have this machine in your gym, I highly recommend using it at the very end of your workout, just to get that last little bit of a back routine and to exhaust your back as much as possible. And then again, at the very end of the workout, I did bicep curls again, just to try and work them assisted muscles. I know after this bicep curl, I actually went on to do pull-ups. I did 6 sets of 3, if I can remember correctly, and it was exhausting, and I didn't do very well. Now, all this is subject to change. After 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be changing from 1.5 miles to 3 miles, and then after 2 or 3 weeks after that, I'll be going from 3 miles to 4.5 miles, and it'll be going further and further up and getting harder and harder as I progress, as you're probably already aware of. Now, I'm starting off light, like I said. I've not done this type of training in a while, and I'm already feeling it in my body. So progressing slowly like this is a good idea. I'm hoping to reach the goals, like I said, by end of January, kind of mid-February. And I feel like I'm on track right now, even though it's only been a week. I can see my body changing already, which is nice. Now, another big question I've been getting on this YouTube channel is, what am I eating? What diet am I eating? Now, if you're really young and underweight, if anything, you should be just getting as many calories as possible. For me, who's someone a little bit older, I need to be watching what I eat. Not so much counting my macros, because I'm not a person who does that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting a recipe on this channel. Every time I do one of these videos, I'm going to put the ingredients down below in the description. As you know, I'm on a plant-based diet right now. I'm not eating meat, dairy or eggs, but that's my own challenge. I'm not saying you need to do that at all. It's just something that I enjoy doing. With that being said, this recipe that I'm about to show you now in this little montage is a very easy to go recipe that you can make a big batch of, put a load in your fridge and just heat it up whenever you need it. It's full of protein, full of good carbs, complex carbs, and it's just a really good dish of a food that is an easy go-to recipe. So this is the tiny ass apartment that we have, this tiny kitchen that's between 4 people. So if we can cook in this little kitchen, anybody can. A little note, see where I was crushing the garlic there before we've done anything else? Crush the garlic 10 to 15 minutes before you cook it. It was a little tip that I heard on a podcast that is very important to releasing some of the antioxidants in the garlic. I'm going to speed this up a little bit just so you can see what's happening. Just cutting up all the vegetables, all ready to go into the pot. We did cook some beans and some tomatoes before this video started, so just be aware of that. If you need some beans, you need to soak them first. All the vegetables get cut up. They get put in the pan with a little bit of olive oil, just to heat up the onions and just to release the flavour in there a little bit more. I try not to use as much olive oil as possible. I try to use very, very little oils at all, if anything. So putting oil in there was kind of cringing for me, but it was just something that with this particular recipe it needs it, and it does add to the taste. And if anything, because it's such a big batch, there is very, very little oil. I'm talking like 1 or 2 teaspoons. The stock goes in, everything gets heated up for a little bit, then the tomatoes and the beans go in, some of the puree. I know we didn't video doing it, but we actually put in some kale in there as well. All the ingredients for this recipe is going to be down in the description below, and it's basically just a big stew of everything put together. Very, very easy to make, and you can make a big batch, and as soon as you finish training, you can come home, heat some of it up, and chow it down, and it is absolutely delicious. We had a little bit of bread on the side just because why not? I can't emphasize enough why these little recipes are so important. They are easy go-to recipes that you can make a big batch of. You can throw the leftovers in the fridge, and when it's late at night or early in the morning when you're exhausted from training, you can just pull it straight out of the fridge, heat it up, and it's ready to go with some decent protein in there, some decent carbohydrates, and a little bit of fat. And honestly, it's exactly what you need after a hard work of training. Now, before I finish this video, I always challenge everyone to go out and challenge their mindset. Today I'm going to give a shout out to Steve Kyle Smith, who said, "Looking forward to the series, man. I'm challenging my mindset by doing 250 burpees after every run, no matter how far." Pretty impressive, mate. 250 burpees is really, really hard, and if you're doing that after every single run, that is absolutely awesome. However, when you go into the Marines, if you get into the Marines, be aware that they will change into bastards, which if you don't know anything about, you should research because they are horrific. If you do want to shout out, do challenge your mindset and type in the comments down below how you challenge your mindset and why you think you should be the shout out of the video. Next week I will be talking about my push exercises, and I will be talking about a new recipe, so stay tuned. I have got a bonus episode coming up soon of my stretching routine before bed, so keep an eye out for that. If you haven't already, subscribe and click on the notifications just so you know when the videos pop up. Like the video, and I will see you in the next video. Keep working hard, everyone. Peace. Aside from my soul,